purpose of this session is to talk supervisors and team leaders through the process of supporting an internal application for a training contract. Written guides and the endorsement form will also be made available on Engage. We're recruiting trainees for the East and West Midlands with seats in London, Bristol and West Sussex. Some key dates to be aware of are that the deadline for written applications is the 12th of May 2023. Candidates who are successful at the written application stage will be invited to an assessment centre, and these will take place on either the 23rd of June or the 27th of June. Candidates who are successful in the assessment centre will be invited to a face-to-face interview, and these will take place the week commencing the 17th of July. And finally, the training contract will start in either August 2025 or August 2024. So we're recruiting 10 spaces for August 2025 and 2 spaces for August 2024. So if there's somebody in your team that would like to apply for a training contract and they've been with the firm for 6 months and they have also completed a law degree or the graduate diploma in law, you'll be able to endorse their application. If you endorse a candidate's application within your team, this means that they will receive an automatic place on the assessment centre. Therefore, their written application won't be screened against other internal candidates at the initial stage. Candidates who receive manager endorsement do still need to complete an application via our website, and you will need to see this before you sign off their endorsement form. It will still be scored, so it needs to be of a high standard, and if we have concerns about the quality of the written application, we may push back. We may also use or rely on the written application at a later stage if we're struggling to make a final decision. So the endorsement form can be found on Engage, and the candidate will be considered against a list of competencies. It's important to note that once the candidate gets to the assessment centre and potentially thereafter the interview, the criteria and the screening process is the same for everyone. So in order to endorse the application, you must believe that the individual demonstrates the following competencies. Exceptional interpersonal skills, they must be able to engage at all levels and be credible. Strong and flexible team skills, they are able to take the lead or play an active and engaged supporting role. Positivity and enthusiasm, they're proactive and motivated to achieve success both for themselves and for the firm. The ability to demonstrate good, wider commercial awareness, both in relation to clients and also the legal industry. Strong written and verbal communication skills, and this includes strong attention to detail. The ability to demonstrate relevant legal knowledge and interest in the area of law they work in. The ability to keep an open mind and embrace change. They must think outside the box and not be afraid to challenge. So you should review the individual's application and believe that it is of an acceptable standard in order to endorse their application. So there will be 3 stages to the application form. Firstly, qualifications. We don't require a specific A-level or degree grade. However, we do need to know if the candidate already has the LPC or the SQE, or whether or not they're due to start that before they begin their training contract. They'll also be asked to detail their experience, so this includes both legal and non-legal experience and what skills they learnt from it. They will also need to answer the following 3 questions. Firstly, as a group, we have evolved significantly and rapidly over recent years. With ambitious plans for continued growth, what do you see as our greatest opportunity and some of the risks which we need to guard against? To set ourselves apart from our competition and to challenge the status quo, we rely on our core values to be authentic, collaborative, trusted, and brave. What does being authentic mean to you, and provide an example of how you have demonstrated this? We are very excited to have recently been awarded B Corporation status and are committed to balancing our purpose, people, and profit. Tell us what this means to you and how we balance competing influences on how we operate. So what you should look for when you're reviewing the candidate's application is, firstly, their spelling and their grammar. It may sound obvious, but they will be marked on their attention to detail, so you need to make sure that there aren't any typos and that they've proofread it and amended any grammatical errors. Is this an honest and true representation of the candidate as far as you're aware? Have they put sufficient work into it? Have they answered the questions? And have they demonstrated the competence that we are looking for? It's important to note as well that candidates will be expected to complete the written application form in their own time. However, if they are successful in securing a place on either the assessment centre or the interview, they don't need to take annual leave for that, and they just need to log that on Cascade. But this is something that can't be completed within working hours, they need to do it in their own time. So how can you help candidates to prepare for the application process? Firstly, you can discuss their career ambitions with them. So is this the right route for them? We do have other routes to qualification within the firm, such as the SQE Graduate Apprenticeship or SILEX, and this may be better suited to the candidate or even to your team. Encourage them to research the group. A lot of internal candidates will have a strong understanding of the team they work in, but for this assessment process, it's important that they understand the group as a whole. Encourage them to treat the application as though they are applying externally. Consider the list of competencies and think about how these can be developed further ahead of the assessment process. Look at what we require in a trainee and what they can be doing to develop the skills now if they don't already have them. Offer them time to discuss the opportunity with you. Together, identify concerns and consider how to overcome these. Help them to recognise their strengths and what they can bring to a training contract. How they can bring those strengths to life in the assessment centre to set themselves apart and give them the best possible chance of success. Help them to be as prepared as they can be, whilst also managing their expectations. So it's important to remember that you don't have to endorse a candidate, and you shouldn't be nervous about saying no. So if you don't feel that somebody within your team is ready for a training contract, you don't have to endorse their application, and the endorsement process is there for a reason. Competitions for training contracts is high, so it's important to manage expectation and ensure that we're not endorsing anybody who we don't think is ready. So feedback will be provided to all unsuccessful applicants. The Early Ambitions team will provide individual feedback from the assessment process. We would encourage the team leader or the supervisor to attend this meeting. And if you decide not to endorse a candidate, a conversation will take place between the individual, the team leader, and the people business partner to help to put a development plan in place. We can also support with these conversations. Additionally, when candidates are reapplying for a training contract, they will be required to show how they've implemented the feedback that was given to them when they were unsuccessful, so that we can see that they have grown and that they have developed since the last time we reviewed their application.